I'm Jade and I'm from KMA Therapy, and today I'm going to be talking to you about shame and how to de-shame your shame. Shame is one of the most toxic and painful of all emotions. It is universal and unavoidable. So shame is more than just a shameful behavior. It is actually the inherent belief that there is something wrong with you, that you are somehow flawed or unworthy. Some words to describe shame that you might use are insecure, worthless, stupid, silly, inadequate, or simply lesser than. It tends to hide or infuse itself with other emotions like anger and fear, which can make it really hard to identify. So due to how painful it is in nature, we tend to adopt a lot of avoidance behavior to try and not feel it. So we might put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be perfect. We might not put ourselves out there romantically in order to avoid rejection. We might avoid going out in public, and if someone provides us feedback, then we might get really defensive. Revealing shame is actually a shameful experience. So what we do is we keep it hidden or reject it. But by doing so, we actually end up reinforcing it. So to counter and heal shame, we actually have to acknowledge it. Be willing to look at it. By doing so, you take its power away, which can leave you room to take risks, to be vulnerable, to ask questions, to put yourself out there. So here are some tips for countering shame. Be willing to name it as shame. The minute you do that, you actually lessen the pain of it automatically. It becomes then less personal and more manageable. I'm experiencing shame rather than I am shameful. So pay attention to the script of your internal dialogue. How am I speaking to myself? What am I saying? Be willing to notice it. As you notice it, are you able to practice compassion rather than self-rejection? You can do this by simply accepting that shame was triggered. Let yourself feel that emotion. Explore. What does it feel like in my body? What am I saying to myself? Where do I feel it? How do I know I'm feeling this? Be a witness to it. Practice tolerating that emotion. Most important, forgive yourself, either for your past actions or for your critical thoughts. Be kind, be accepting. Shame can often make us feel vulnerable and can be very overwhelming. So having somebody guide us through those tumultuous waters can be a really important component in healing it. Here at KMA Therapy, we have many therapists in Toronto or on Skype that can create a safe and compassionate environment to help you de-shame your shame. Thanks guys, and we'll see you next week for another mental health video.